New Zealand's South Island is often called one of the most beautiful places on earth, and once you see it, you'll understand why. But planning a trip here can feel overwhelming, with so many incredible spots to choose from. That's where we come in. In this video, we're giving you the ultimate guide to South Island travel, covering the best time to visit, what to pack, and the must-see destinations you simply cannot miss. We'll also share ready-to-go road trip itineraries for 7, 10 and 14 days, saving you hours of research, plus real costs and budget breakdowns, so you know exactly what to expect before you go. So whether you're planning your first adventure to New Zealand or coming back for more, stick around. This is everything you need to know to plan the trip of a lifetime. Let's start with one of the most important questions. When's the best time to visit New Zealand's South Island? The South Island is stunning year-round, but the summer months from December to February are hands down the best if you want to make the most of hiking, outdoor adventures and road trips. With long daylight hours and warm weather, it's the perfect time to hit the trails, explore national parks and take in those incredible landscapes. If you're looking to avoid peak crowds or save a little on things like campervan rentals and accommodation, consider the shoulder seasons. That's late spring around November or early autumn, March to April. You'll still get plenty of good weather, but often with slightly lower prices and fewer people around. Our last trip to the South Island was during late summer into autumn, and we had great weather overall, and we got to enjoy the autumn colours, which were really beautiful. We're going to go with the assumption that you'll be doing a road trip around the South Island, or at least visiting multiple destinations. So for that, we'd recommend a minimum of 1 week just to scratch the surface. Ideally though, 10 to 14 days will give you enough time to see the highlights at a more relaxed pace. We'll go into itineraries later in the video, but anything beyond 2 weeks is a real bonus. And honestly, if you're lucky enough to stay longer than that, it's not too long at all. There's always more to see and do here, and if you're able to extend your trips to 3 to 4 weeks, then you'd really be able to see the majority of the island, or even add the North Island into your road trip, because it's just as beautiful up there too. And if you're looking for an even bigger picture of the whole country, not just the South Island, we've put together a complete New Zealand travel guide, which I'll link down below and up here on the screen. Definitely check that out after this video for even more tips. When it comes to packing for the South Island, think outdoor adventure. Hiking gear is a must, whether it's sturdy walking shoes or boots, quick dry layers, or a good day pack for trails. You'll also want to be prepared for all types of weather. Even in summer, conditions can change quickly, so a lightweight rain jacket is essential. At the same time, it can get very hot, especially when you're out hiking, so don't forget sun protection. Sunscreen, a hat, and sunglasses are a non-negotiable. Oh, and make sure you pack bug spray. Sandflies in particular can be relentless around lakes, rivers, and the west coast, so you'll definitely thank yourself for packing some repellent. So overall, the vibe is pretty casual and outdoorsy. You definitely don't need to worry about packing fancy clothes. Stick with comfortable, practical attire that you can wear from a hike straight into a local cafe and you'll be fine. Now let's talk about transport, because getting around the South Island is part of the adventure. Most people choose to travel by campervan. It gives you the freedom to explore at your own pace, wake up with incredible views, and not worry about booking accommodation each night. If that's your style, definitely book well in advance though. Campervans can sell out quickly and can get really expensive in the high season. But if a campervan isn't your vibe, don't worry, hiring a car is just as good of an option. That's actually how we did it last time. We had our own car and we stayed in a mix of hotels and hostels along the way. If this is something you like to do, then we have the perfect solution, and that is Discover Cars. We have personally used Discover Cars multiple times around the world, as we love exploring new places by car and we can't say no to a good road trip. Discover Cars is a car rental comparison site, where they share the best prices for car rentals in your desired location. The website is super user-friendly and searches multiple hire companies for the best rates possible. They also provide the option to add insurance, as well as many other additional extras like additional driver and child seats. We personally think travelling by car in the South Island is a great way to go. We've actually road tripped the South Island twice in a car and it was amazing. Oh, and by the way, you should know when it comes to car rental, if you're looking for the best prices, one of our #1 tips for car hire is to drop off the car in the same location that you pick it up from. This way you'll avoid the one-way fee that a lot of hire companies charge. So if you're looking at booking a car for your trip to the South Island, use our unique link which offers special discounts for your booking. You can even use this link worldwide if you like, as it's valid for any destination at any time. Thank you Discover Cars for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into the exciting part, the itineraries and the must-visit places you absolutely can't miss on a South Island adventure. If you have only 7 days to explore the South Island, we recommend flying straight into Queenstown and picking up a rental there. Queenstown is the heart of the South Island, and there's so much to see and do in this area alone that a week is plenty to hit the highlights. You can enjoy an epic adventure and still return to Queenstown to drop off your vehicle without any stress. Start your adventure in Queenstown, often called the adventure capital of New Zealand. There's no shortage of activities here. You can ride the luge, take in panoramic views from the Skyline gondola, or get your adrenaline pumping on the Shotover jet. Queenstown really is an adventure playground, and it's the perfect place to kick off your road trip. On day 2, head to Fiordland National Park, one of the South Island's most iconic experiences, Milford Sound. A scenic cruise is a must here. The towering cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and wildlife make it an unforgettable day. Make sure to book your cruise in advance as spots fill up quickly. After Fiordland, you'll drive back to Queenstown. Keep in mind though, there are no shortcuts here. You'll be winding around the mountains to allow plenty of time for the drive. Once back, take a detour to Glenorchy and Bob's Cove. These spots near Queenstown are perfect for short hikes, stunning lake views, and some of the South Island's most photogenic scenery. On day 4, make your way to Wanaka, driving through Arrowtown along the way. And if you're visiting in autumn, definitely stop in Arrowtown and make sure you have your camera, because this place is absolutely stunning and people flock from all over the country to see Arrowtown in the fall colours. Wake up early on day 5 for a hike up Rory's Peak, just outside of Wanaka. The panoramic views of Lake Wanaka and the surrounding mountains are absolutely worth the effort. Afterwards, continue on towards Mount Cook, the highest peak in New Zealand, to soak in some of the South Island's most dramatic alpine scenery. Spend the morning hiking the Hooker Valley Track at Mount Cook. It's one of the most accessible trails with amazing views of glaciers and peaks. Then drive to Lake Tekapo, and if the sky is clear, stick around for some incredible stargazing. Tekapo is part of a UNESCO Dark Sky Reserve. Start your day early at Lake Tekapo to enjoy the serene morning light over the lake. After soaking it in, drive back to Queenstown to complete your week-long adventure, reflecting on an epic South Island road trip. Now for those of you with more time, we're going to go into a 14-day South Island road trip itinerary. This longer route gives you the chance to explore the west coast and see some hidden gems, and really soak in the dramatic landscapes that the island is famous for. With 2 full weeks, you can take things at a more relaxed pace, enjoy some hikes, scenic detours, and make the most of both the iconic spots and some off-the-beaten-path locations. Start your adventure in Christchurch. Spend the first day exploring the city, the Botanic Gardens, the vibrant city centre, and the rebuilt areas around the cathedral are all worth a stroll before you hit the road. Drive north to Kaikoura. This coastal town is famous for whale watching, and the drive along the Pacific coastline is absolutely stunning. Stop for photos and take a walk along the cliffs if time allows. Continue north through Blenheim and the Marlborough region. This area is famous for its beautiful vineyards and countryside, before arriving in the Nelson and Tasman Bay area, known for its incredible coastline and beach views. On day 4, you can choose to spend the day exploring around Nelson or Abel Tasman National Park. Both are truly beautiful, but if you're more inclined to hiking, then maybe Abel Tasman would be your pick. Drive west to the west coast to see the famous Pancake Rocks and Blowholes. The dramatic coastline here is a highlight of the South Island and makes for some fantastic photo opportunities. Continue south along the coast to the glacier region with a stop at Hokitika Gorge. Afterwards, continue to Franz Josef and Fox Glacier for a guided walk or helicopter tour. Either way, experiencing the glaciers up close is unforgettable. The drive itself, winding through rainforests and rivers, is stunning too. Drive through the Haast Pass and make your way to Wanaka. This scenic route is filled with waterfalls and forest valleys, making the journey as memorable as the destination. Spend your day in Wanaka, visiting its famous tree and taking on some of its famous day hikes. Head to Queenstown, stopping at Arrowtown along the way, and then continue to the resort town to enjoy some of the adventure capital's highlights. Spend a full day in Queenstown. We mentioned some of the activities before, but more include the famous AJ Hackett bungee experience and whitewater rafting. Drive south to Te Anau, your base for exploring Fiordland National Park. Take a short walk along the lakeside or visit the famous glowworm caves if time allows. Dedicate a full day to Milford Sound. A scenic cruise is a must, and if you're up for it, kayaking is another unforgettable way to experience the towering cliffs and waterfalls. Drive to Mount Cook, stopping along the way to take in the dramatic landscapes. The Hooker Valley Track is a must-do hike, offering close-up views of glaciers and alpine peaks. On your final day, make a stop at Lake Tekapo to enjoy the serene morning views, and if the sky is clear, some incredible stargazing opportunities. Then continue back to Christchurch or return to Queenstown to wrap up your epic South Island adventure. And if you only have around 10 days to explore the South Island, we recommend a similar route to this but will slightly adjust it. So after arriving in Christchurch, head straight through Arthur's Pass. This stunning alpine drive cuts right across the island and brings you out to the west coast. From here, you can continue south to explore the glaciers and the Southern Lakes region. We've covered most of the must-visit destinations in these itineraries, but if you want to go further into some of these or even find new ones like Hamner Springs for example, then you can watch our Best of the South Island video, which we'll put in the description below, or click the link in the top right corner now. Now let's cover one of the most important aspects, and that is money and the cost of travel in New Zealand. First of all, I'm going to be honest with you and say that New Zealand is an expensive country, especially if you choose to travel during peak season, but you can always find ways to budget and we'll share a few tips with you too. Let's start with accommodation. A decent hotel room will set you back around 150 to 200 New Zealand dollars per night, and this will only increase depending on location and star rating of the hotel. Backpackers can find shared dorm rooms for around $25 to $45 per night, while private double rooms usually start at around $100 per night. On our most recent road trip, we stayed in several backpacker hostels across the country, and they were all surprisingly nice. We definitely recommend them as a solid budget option. Contrary to the stereotypes of backpacker lodges being noisy or rowdy, we didn't encounter that at all. Instead, we found a great mix of ages and types of travellers, which made for a really nice experience. And when it comes to food, it's worth noting that New Zealand has some of the highest grocery prices in the world, so you want to factor this into your budget. Eating out typically costs around $20 to $30 for a main meal, while a coffee is about $5 to $6. For petrol, expect to pay around $100 to fill a small car, with costs increasing for larger vehicles. A great way to save is by using Gatsby, a fuel finding app that shows you the cheapest prices nearby. There's also the Waitomo app where you can preload money for contactless payment. It rewards you with savings the more you spend, plus the chance to win extra bonuses. Renting a car is definitely cheaper per day than a camper van or large motorhome, which can be hundreds of dollars a day. But of course, you will also need to factor in accommodation. It's really up to your style of travel. So for backpackers, a realistic daily budget in New Zealand starts at around $100 per day, covering hostel dorms, groceries, shared petrol or bus fares, and plenty of free activities like hiking. Spending closer to 120 to 150 New Zealand dollars per day gives you more flexibility for private hostel rooms, eating out, and the occasional paid activity. Mid-range travellers should plan for around $150 to $200 per day, which typically can include motels or boutique stays, eating out most meals, rental car hire, and a few paid tours. If you're opting for a camper van, expect higher costs in summer, with daily rental rates charging around $200 to $500 plus, though this often covers both transport and accommodation, of course. For those seeking extra comfort, budgeting around $200 to $250 New Zealand dollars per day allows for nicer lodges, frequent dining out, and more premium activities. If you have any more questions regarding your trip to the South Island, please ask them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. Plus, if you're wanting to hire a car, don't forget to use our unique booking link with Discover Cars. And if you want even more detail while you're on the road, we also sell a New Zealand pocket guide, which is linked in the description below. Many of the locations we mentioned today also have their own standalone video, like Queenstown and Christchurch, so you can dive deeper into each destination before you go. Check out our New Zealand playlist for those. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss any upcoming travel guides and tips. Safe travels, and we'll see you on the road.